Hello everyone, I am Tanay Niwant. I am a first year student of MA ODCL from TISS Mumbai. Coming to my educational background, I am a civil engineering graduate and I have worked for a couple of years as BIM engineering construction sector. Later, I had an aspiration of doing MBA. So I only wrote two exams, CAT and TISSNET. So I got calls from all the new and baby IIMs and I converted majority of them. And I secured a seat in IIM Raipur. Later, I got an admit from TISS ODCL. So obviously, it was a no-brainer for me to take TISS ODCL. So there's a lot of confusion about what ODCL is and how it is different from HR. So I'll give a brief introduction about our course ODCL. Basically, this course is was introduced in 2018 and it is a first of its kind course. By this I mean that it is a first full-time course on organization development, change management, and leadership in India. Now, organization development is a field which I believe is relevant in today's fast change and dramatically changing world, especially after the COVID outbreak. So, OD can be understood as a planned change effort which is carried out to change the organizational culture through the application of behavioral sciences. During the 2 year course of MA, in ODCL, students learn how to facilitate the process of OD and change management. So basically, students get an understanding of organization structure, organization goals and concerns, and diagnosing their issues, causes, and then designing their solutions. They also get an opportunity to explore options of developing and implementing these solutions and how to make a smooth transaction into the future. Coming to the difference between OD and HR. So basically, HR is a business function. Like there are various other functions like finance, marketing, operations, etc. So similarly, HR is a function, whereas OD is not restricted to a single function and it can be applied to across the organization and various functions. Secondly, HR focuses on personal growth of individuals within that organization, whereas OD focuses on developing systems, structures, and processes within organization to improve the overall organizational effectiveness. Also, OD enables the organization to change by offering two different approaches. Namely, first approach is that it helps people to develop so that they can further transform the organization. Secondly, it helps organization so that it can bring the best out of people. So this is the major difference between OD and HR. Now let's look at the eligibility and the admission process. So to be part of this course, the only mandatory requirement is that you should have minimum 2 years of work experience. And this work experience can be in any domain. So now let's look at the exams which are being conducted by TISS in order to get and secure the seat. So the first exam is TISSNET and this is a qualifier exam. And later TISS used to conduct TISSNET after TISS, but last year, due to the second wave and all the chaos, this exam was scrapped. And instead of TISSNET, TISS conducted online assessment, which was of two part, which I'll cover later. So, and I'm not sure if this pattern will remain same this year as well, but admin might make some changes and the notification will be released soon. So now let's see TISSNET in bit detail. So this exam is of the duration is of 1 hour 40 minutes and it comprises of three sections. The first section is general awareness and there are around 40 questions. The second section is quantitative aptitude and logical reasoning, which have 30 questions, and last is English proficiency, even which has 30 questions. So one unique thing about test is that there's no negative marking. Later in the second stage, there was extempore, where the panel member will like give a topic of relevant which is relevant to your program of study, and the candidate will have to present a reflection on the same for maximum of 2 to 3 minutes. And they give you some preparation time. And if the candidate is not comfortable with the first topic, he might request for the topic change and he might get the second topic. And coming to the online personal interview part. So the in that the panel will interact with the client to understand the client's motivation, his interest, and his preparedness, as well as his basic subject knowledge of it, his undergrad study. And they'll also check some of your on some of the factors like social and economical factors to know how good you are at these topics as well. So basically, the weightage last year was That 50% weightage was given to TISSNET, 20% to the example, and for 30% for the online personal interview. And if you want to know more about the cutoffs and all, so these are available on the TISS website. Intake for this ODCL 2 years program is just 24, and the fees per semester is 2 lakhs, which sums up to 8 lakhs. So the entire fees for 2 years is 8 lakhs. So now let's look at the most interesting and the most awaited thing. So let's look at the placement report. So I'll quickly walk you through the placement report, which was recently released by the placement committee of this ODCL. So the batch details are that there are around 24% of the batch are female. The batch average age is around 28 years, and the work experience which they carry, which is the differentiator, I would say, is that the work experience of the batch is roughly 44 months, which is very good work experience. So the highest package this year went to 42 lakhs. The average was 25.4 lakhs, and the median was around 24 lakhs. So these are very fascinating numbers. Obviously, they are. And let's look at the sector-wise placement. So around 65% of the batch got consulting roles, which is really very good. And there was 40% year-on-year growth on average CTC. And if you want to know more about the industry partners and the recruiters, you can definitely visit the social media handles of TISS ODCL. So yeah, this is about it. So the next question is why ODCL? So I'll give you my personal reason why I left all the TISS IIM admits and the other B schools and joined TISS ODCL. So I'll give you a few of the reasons which were key differentiator for me, which acted as key differentiator to choose TISS ODCL over other B school programs. So first is that the pedagogy of TISS ODCL is quite unique. So this includes of lectures, case discussions, simulations, field work, internship, service learning, and we also have human interaction labs. So I'll tell about few of these things in detail. So firstly, that we have 4 different field internships. So in this, we get to work with 4 different organizations of different sectors. So here we try to get into the rhythm of the organization. We closely observe the day-to-day working of any particular department, and we also get an immersive experience, and we also try to apply all the classroom learnings in these 1 month internships. The good part is that we don't have to worry about these internships, and this provides these internships as they have tie up with the corporate organizations. Apart from this, we also have a leadership as a service program. Here we have an opportunity to work with a social organization. Here we work with senior leader management, and we try to drive an OD intervention or try to apply the change management concepts and models here. So this is kind of life project which is spread across for 8 weeks. Later we have dissertation, and this is one of the key differentiators which differentiate this from other B schools. So here we are taught to read and understand research paper, conduct survey and secondary research. We also use this method for evidence-based management. So whenever we make a decision, we have a scientific backing behind it. Also, TISS is famous for renowned faculty, especially TISS ODCL program. So we have reputed practitioners from the industry who teach various subjects in this program. So all the students who are passionate towards bringing a change through OD and who are willing work to build this discipline should definitely apply for this course. Also, candidates who are looking for leadership roles like change management consultant, human resource strategy, HRBP, L&D partners should definitely apply for MA in ODCL. I'll give you a few quick tips which work for me to crack the test procedure. So first I'll come to TISSNET. So for the general awareness section, I used to use various resources which are available on YouTube. Like there are various channels which you can subscribe to, which they they release their weekly general awareness modules, so you can watch them over and over until you memorize them. So this really worked out for me. In addition to that, you can read any of the newspapers. So while the preparation for around 5 to 6 months, I seriously read Indian Express. I really enjoyed reading their explained series, so even this helped me. In addition to that, I would suggest you to read something related to business awareness as well. So these are the things which you could do for general awareness. Coming to maths and logical reasoning, so basically I was preparing for CAT as well, so it wasn't much difficult for me. But there are various resources available. Like I personally used Arun Sharma and I solved it thoroughly. So this really helped me to crack exams. And thirdly, to English. So English is in English and maths both are on the easier side, so you don't need to worry much if you're preparing for CAT and other B school exams. So for English also, reading newspaper was sufficient for me. So these all things worked well for me. Coming to the extempo part, so as I told that I was continuously reading Indian Express and other papers, and I kept myself updated with the latest going around in the world, and especially in the process in the domain of OD and HR. So these things helped me to prepare well for extempo. So and coming to the personal interview, I think that you should know what you're doing and why you are aspiring to become an OD practitioner. So if you have this clarity in your mind, why you are pursuing this course and what is motivating you to do MA in ODCL, especially from TISS. So if you have these basic answers clear, in addition to that, obviously, as I told, you should know basics of your undergraduate program, and you should have a understanding of social sciences as well. So these things will really help you to get through the process of admission. Yeah.